Hello everyone, this is Connor, back with finishing out this potential high score run of the Islanders' New Shores demo. This is the second island, which I recorded myself playing. That video should already be online. I've turned down the music a little bit since that video. I'm also going to shift my microphone just a bit closer to my mouth. I have conflicting stances and comments and my own personal opinion of some people like the music louder, some people like it quieter. I also know that my keyboard and mouse come through pretty loud, but hopefully this will be the best combination of all those factors. So, as a reminder, we scored pretty well on this island, and we have a sealed boon and also 4 rerolls, which we are carrying into the next island. So hopefully those traits will give us the leg up we need to break the leaderboard. As a reminder, our target is 15,435. 15,435 is our target score. Whew, that is a lot of end of island score points. All right. So what I am most looking for here is sacred rocks. I think the sacred rocks are worth a lot of points. That being said, I don't love temple. Like it says, has the potential to score very high. I've already used my range expander boon, so I won't be able to get that on this as well. I have all 4 rerolls to hit a different sacred rock building pair. I could also save these rerolls and have a lot more control over my boons. I'm not even considering this one, unfortunately. The harbors are fun, but I think ultimately lower scoring. The temple, it asks a lot of you, but it is several hundred points. Tundra Sacred Rocks. This is a very difficult decision for me. I think I am going to take it, even though I'm not completely sure. I'm not sure I'll like the island it gives me, we'll say. I do like the snowy islands in general, because I don't like fields, as we all know, but this is really difficult. I'm going to use these rerolls. I'm going to try and get a different Sacred Rock pairing. I don't know, what am I trying to get, right? Like, what do I... Because if I get, like, Sacred Rock cliff houses for something, I'd be much more upset. I think I'm going to take it. I think it's better than average, and with only 4 rerolls, I can't, like, guarantee better. Okay, so this is... interesting. My Sacred Rocks are 1 here, 2 down here. As you place buildings, they will score on the Sacred Rocks like it is a statue. Once you score enough on the Sacred Rock, I don't know if it's enough time or enough points total, enough times, like plural, the Sacred Rock will break, rewarding you with a one-time 40-point boost, and then the statue essentially is gone. And there's no statue on this island, just the 4 rocks. So what I was seeing here is that the temple scores plus 40 on a Sacred Rock, like it does on a statue. So we can also now get our sealed boon. Reroll. Fascinating. Okay. So now I have 8 rerolls. Not the boon I would have chosen, but I mean it is tempting. Why not? Let's see what weirdness we can get up to. Also, it just gave me 3 buildings. Oh, because it's the first building pack, and the first one is 3, not 6. Whoa. Okay. Maybe I did not want to take city for that. I don't know if the decisions that I'm making are actually strategically optimal, but they are interesting. I like seaweed fine. I don't like brick. I guess let's start here and just get a bunch of mansions. Great. Okay, so because I have these double rocks here, I'm just going to cover this whole area in houses, mansions, whatever. They're a little too far apart to double mansion, but double housing is fully possible. This rock up here, I'll need to break with something as well, and this rock over here. Maybe this over here can be industry, or at least some industry. And all this to say, I don't know if I need to use my seaweed farms to help with this. I could also theoretically try and save both these until I can build the temple out over them. I mean, that is plus 80. That's... I don't think that's going to work out, but it is an appealing idea. Alright, and this will go out here, making sure to touch that sacred stone, creating a lot of fun score placements through here. And after that, I guess let's get... Man, I really... I guess I kind of thought that... Oh, there we go, okay. I was thinking that space would fit a building, so glad it does. And... place a few kind of random things. I don't want these. Let's take masons, though, because we have the temple now, so... Alright, so... Tough decision time. Versus this. Or even this. Okay, so it is a 43 point difference. Will I get 43 additional points by placing it down there? Well, I get 10 on the temple, so I need 33 additional points. It's... I mean, that feels very achievable, unfortunately. And then I can just line this whole ridge here with masons, and then build a wall plateau temple right here, right off of this. Just don't want to... I guess they have to be placed on the lip, so go right there, and then that mason does not change the math because I can get it either way, but I think this is good. I think it's good, and if it's not, then it's not, but it's not like that's gonna immediately kill me or something. I just won't have the longevity on this island. These rocks are so big, they're blocking most of my reasonable mansion spots. So... I don't want to lose that as a buildable crevice. But I can't get enough points with just the seaweed field, so I have to place mansion. The fact that it's... Oh yeah, okay, so now you can see the plus 40, right? Where now, when I score this Sacred Rock one more time, it'll shatter and reward me 40 points in a one-time boon. So... maybe I just do that. Maybe I just place kind of a messy mansion over here. I wonder if there's some way you can exploit that. Exploit that breaking, I mean. Okay, so this is placeable. That's good. I was a little concerned. And this is 2. That's also good. And that looks to be just about in grid. Close enough. Okay, I think I'm gonna run with that. That broke. So I'm gonna want to be able to reroll boons, so I'm not gonna keep doing this aggressively, but just a little bit. 10 or 12 points is unremarkable, but I will be able to score that back with houses pretty easily. It's also this 10, which feels a lot closer. This 12 is good, honestly. Some worse 12s over here. Worse because I have less ground to build near them. A couple crappy flowers. Worth also remembering that I do eventually want to build over here, so like this little lip here blocks so many of those detection cones that it's a 30-point placement. I think this 12 is the one that most speaks to me. Just need to find it again. I think there's going to be a lot of good houses through here, like we were just seeing. So, speaking of, I guess let's break this second rock. There's just no way these are making it to the temple, unfortunately. Weird choices to already be getting. I guess I'll take lumber. And I could just make this my lumber area, and that could be how I break this rock. Because it's 40 points to break the rock, and 40 is a large enough number that I really want to make sure I break them all. I mean, 160 extra points across the island. Not to mention whatever you get from scoring them like statues, which is not nothing, especially because, statues, you usually run out of efficacy for the statue long before the island is over. Like, you've just placed almost everything that will contact it. Maybe an occasional wall plateau or fissure or something, but... I knew it wasn't going to give me fields, and the mill is pretty good scoring, so... Seemed like a reasonable choice to me. May not be a good placement here to touch that field, because I put that seaweed field so far back. So I'm just going to go with this, and then I get lots of multi-contact placements through here. So I could place those. I could also hold off on them a little bit more. Maybe I come back to this rich house area. Because like a 23-point house, that's all well and good. That's something that I'm happy to place. Maybe over here. I'm trying to think where the likeliest next lumberjack is going to be, but I'll take that 18 and then one seaweed field, just the one that's most nestled back in there. I don't want these. I am running low on rerolls, but maybe an extra fountain across the course of the run. Fountains are worth points. A large number of points. It's unfortunate. Is that... I mean, that is in grid. Like, I could place another one up in there. Nice. We'll take the 24. Nothing to disagree about there. Now, I've been doing houses because they can touch that shaman as well, but obviously a lot of this just has to be mansions, because you get a lot of mansions, and getting score out of them is important. Okay. Well, I like score multiplier. I won't be able to get the increased detection radius, so score multiplier for the temple could be really good. So no need to re-roll that yet. Now I need to place every mansion I can that touches both. I need the opposite curve right there. And nothing else placeable through here, is there? Okay. Could just take this. It's not as elegant of a shape, but I'm not sure if the space it fills is meaningful, really. I'm going to place this just to see what my next shape is. Because if my next shape is better to fit up in there, then I'll wait. But otherwise, perhaps it is best that I'm not leaving this. I don't know why I'm thinking about it so long. Okay, so I will just take this. And now I'm out of good mansions. Maybe this little L here would touch 1 and then like 5 other mansions, so it's decent, but... that lumberjack I was planning for immediately pays off. And I am looking at placing my lighthouse for 34, 35. This would be 40, was it? Yeah. Huh. So if you get full water coverage, you can get 40 points from a lighthouse without too much trouble. Okay. Saw 34, 35. And then up here, just 34. Okay, we'll take the 36 right there. If there was a closer score that was comparable, I might place it with an eye towards the eventual guild hall, but I don't see anything comparable. I had a 36, right? Or was it just 35? Whatever, I'll take the 35. Seaweed fields could be next. I might try these houses first, though. 19. Really want a better shape for fitting up in here. Shame that doesn't work. Shame none of these work, actually. There's going to be a lot of houses in here. Yeah. Pretty good 21. There we go. That's the direction I needed. Okay. So now I can place that and then get some real high scores. Trying to maximize space usage here. Yeah. Heck yeah. Okay. Another shaman's nice. The shaman plus from being in a tight space really can overcome significant penalties. I hate that these are so good because it means that these houses were placed in error But I think it's still... I'll take my humble pie, eat that pretty shortly. First, I'll at least finish cashing some of these in. And that might be the last. Yeah, not quite getting that detection radius in there. All right. But that works. So does that. Oh, heck yeah. Okay. That's one more. And I can even, if that worked, I could do that. Ta-da. All right, so all those might boost this. So I saw 33 previously. I'll take a 33. Now I can have some, maybe a couple houses through here that touch both. Maybe not. Aha! That's a really good one. Ooh, double sawmill. It's an interesting building reward. Take that 23 before I forget about it. 13, just because the building's a bad shape. Better 23. And that's a boon. Yeah, we can lock that 23. I'm okay with that. See, I don't want these, so I'm glad that I have reroll. Ooh. How much time remaining do we have for Wisp? And do I want another city center over here? I don't think I want another city center over here. So maybe Neighborly would be good for my seaweed fields. It'd be good for masons. Wisp is going to be a lot of points. It's also a lot of thinking. But Wisp is already, just from these, 16 times 5, so 80? 80 points. Do I really think 2 Neighborlies are going to be worth 80 points? I do not. I do not. So, Wisp it is, and I will place him before my next building. Just let me figure out what my next building is. Not even placeable. I guess 1 right there. Okay. So oh, weird. It feels very unusual to me that that's placeable. It implies that this would be too. But for some reason not. I guess the fountain is maybe a tiny bit smaller, or at least shorter. It's definitely clipped into stuff here. Okay. Well. Okay, let's wisp it up. It's a good one. I need to make my way over there, but because this is just like I'm placing a mansion that only scores the wisp. So is that even worth it, or should I just go ahead and I was hoping to place a bunch of mansions and then jump into the fountain and then transition from the fountain into houses, but I might just need to take that single mansion there because I don't think there's going to be anything else placeable around here. But obviously this mansion is good enough, so maybe at some point I can hope to place that, but it won't detect Wisp unless Wisp is like right here. Challenging, challenging. I'm going to place the mansion even without Wisp. I will stick to that decision. Alright, so my plateau probably is not good to wait on. Love this messy 28 in here. That is placeable. Gonna try and get it. Yeah, there we go. Just gonna scooch on by you here. Alright, let me see if I can do that again with it facing in a better orientation, but probably not. Just gonna, excuse me, pardon me, sir. Okay, excuse me. Alright, not from that side, maybe from over here. Alternately, I can just slap it down here. It's 28 points either way. Over here requires the tempo to be on the wall plateau versus doing like this, which obviously is an unplaceably low score as of now, but might get better. I think I'm just gonna place it here and then scooch it over like I was doing and see how far I can get it out of the wall. Because if I could just wiggle it just a little bit past there, but I don't think I can. So instead I will work it up and down until it drifts to right there. Lovely. And those are some nice houses. And some mediocre mansions. As is typically the case. Mansions suck. Even that mansion doesn't work. Okay. Let's tank one bad mansion there. In order to get a few fun Wisp boosted activities here. And then jump Wisp back with a 55 that we can then pick back up with a house. Yeah, that's going great. Alright. And my boons are score multipliers. Gotta remember that. Because I have a second one. One of them is definitely earmarked for the temple, but wow. Okay. Double bonus plateau was not on my bingo card. Huh. Well, let me... That just seems like a solid place to have one. I don't think I'm waiting on anything. I mean, a mason would be nice, but... I guess maybe to that point it is actually wrong to be placing these yet. Like, I haven't scored off of this one, so why did I place it? Now, you can play that game with yourself forever, but I think it's worth considering. A lot of points up here. Or is this going to be Parkville? I already have 6 parks. There will be a monument. I'll think about it. First, I'm going to continue making progress on this sacred stone. Looks like this is almost charged, so maybe just 1 or 2 buildings more is gonna... It seems like, to me, that you have to activate the stone a certain number of times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 8. I actually think I want to leave this space for houses. I know that I last island talked a big game about how rarely you have to do that, but I think this is an instance where I do. And I'm inclined to take this building, but also nervous about the temple then measuring it, so I will pass for now, Yeah. Just trying to decide what to play that'll have the least impact on future building scores. Because, like, I do want to place these before I do much else, but I want to wait and see if I get another mason in my literal next building pack. And if my literal next building pack does not have it, then we play on. Also, this should have been placed before the fissures. That is now obvious to me. 2 points missed out on. Actually, just 1 point. 1 point missed out on. Tower and no masons. But I can get 40 points out of this rock. 16's pretty good. It's also 13, but that's a plus 40. It's the kind of number we like to see. So just my little carpentry village down here. Essentially, the whole thing scored off a statue, and then it's like, you know, plus 4 points in every building or whatever. And then additionally, I got 40 more points out of it. These rocks are powerful. They're not, you know, busted strong, but you do get a lot of value across the course of an island. This rock is now my concern, but I think it's interesting, because I could just take a 15. I could take, like, this further back 15 and then hope that future masons might tag this brickyard versus taking the 20 and risking a negative 20 on my temple, which would be, you know, right here-ish. Be right here, but up, essentially. Probably have to come off this wall. So it'll probably be here, but up. Like right here or something. It would be really unfortunate to get minus 20 points because I was fighting for this 5 so hard. But I'm gonna risk it. And just kind of hope that I can get this far enough out that it's not a problem. Okay. Still no masons, so it might be time to bite the bullet and take a 32, and I'm placing that on the hope that it actually is worse for me because it reduces my ability to reach that deeper in city center. Okay, well, the one over here is good. I feel confident in that. And I'd love to be able to get another in here for my temple to touch. It just doesn't feel spatially possible. 31 or 25. But plus 3 on everything. So like even this becomes a 15, 28. 28's not relevant to this. I think this is better. I think it's unfortunate that I lose that 1 or 2 good placements contacting the city center, especially when I fought for that city center, but I unfortunately think Wisp is my new friend now. Oh. Probably had this boon for a little bit. Ooh, wall plateau. Or duplicate. So I'm going to get wall plateaus no matter what. This would just be a bonus one. And duplicate. Could be a warehouse, could be a tower. It'd be a lot of work to get it to be a temple. So that's probably not happening, but... You know, I'm pondering, and I think I want the wall platform. Yeah, because it's worth points itself. And it lets me benchmark this, which is helpful. Maybe I just took this for the peace of mind. Maybe it doesn't actually matter, but... I mean, that's, you know, 121 points, and then I can get the score boon on top of it. That's not bad. And I did not cut off placeable space here, so I can still build across this, and get a lot more to add down here as well. Yeah, let's take this to be my incoming temple placement. I'm just going to be hopeful about getting some more masons first, but can't guarantee it. Double tavern. It's a good drop. Everything here is bad. I don't want any of this. 9 parks already. I guess I just keep doing Wisp things. Just transfer the Wisp around from building to building. As long as I'm getting at least a decent score off these houses, just take them. Yeah, I mean, this is just classic Wisp etiquette. And eventually, pretty sick circus. The Mason is good, though. Glad to have seen this, and I'm sure there's somewhere around here that I would feel good about building it. Honestly, right there. Yep. Cool. Now, these are all still bad. Lots of buildings. Lots and lots of buildings here. And at least this more boon, and then I think 3 more will appear, so got lots of stuff coming. I just need to figure out... I think I just keep doing Wisp stuff. The Wisp is so odd as a reward because it forces you to really hyper-focus on it in order to score it effectively. Like, why would I place any non-Wisp building right now when I could instead be wisping it up? Although, to that point, we have now reached... Ooh, actually, yeah, that's the... Maybe this is the play. Maybe I place Circus to get the Wisp into it. Then I place Final House over here. I lose 1 point versus placing it pre-Circus. Who cares? And then I can jump it into a park right here. How do I get it back out of the park is my conundrum. So if I'm in a park right here, if I go park pre anything else, and this is 21 points instead of, dang. Maybe I do just cover this upper area in parks. This is 12 points, only 2 of that's coming from the rock. And then plus the monument will be plus 8, plus the resort oasis is plus 5. I can place a 3-point fountain up here and get 4 more points in every park. This is some real Islanders 1 tech, using the park and fountains like that. It's just like, you know, this is a 21 with the Wisp, versus if I assume this is getting 1 resort oasis, 1 monument, it's already 23. And there's no fountain up here, there's nothing. I was going to think to use the park to jump the Wisp into mansions. Maybe I don't want the Wisp in mansions yet. So I have 13 of them, so I do want to score the Wisp through them, but I definitely don't want to place them all over here. Okay, let me... just take one of these pretty good houses. Unless that removes all my circus placements. I guess it does. Alright, can't do another house. Okay. Well. Do that house. I want to get a house shaped like that. I think that'll be a good indicator of when it's time to go into the circus. Still don't even have breweries, so my tavern's not going to be any good. I'm really waffling on this up here. I think it's worth it. Because if I place this, you know, on a wall plateau, or even just on this plateau right here, 27 points versus like a 20-point house that could go there. Versus up here, I get essentially 0, just 3, but then 5 points on every park. Or is it 4 points on every park? 4. So it's 40 if they all touch it. And then the parks are going to be good. I guess I do this. This is interesting. And maybe not the play pattern I was expecting, but I do think it is powerful. It feels powerful. I don't want to take out these trees until I have to, even if I have to take some lower point value placements in the interim. Not even that low. I mean, 15 points. Perfectly nice park. I did kill 2 trees, so can't have that, but... How about a 14 that kills 0 trees? Cool. Guildhall, have not prepared for you at all. Welcome to the show. 36. A funny 26. Ooh, enormous negatives. Hopefully there's an achievement of some sort for that. So right now I got a, we have to ignore the 5 points for the Wisp. So it's a 36 out here, or also I think I had a 36 out here. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anything else is going to be any better currently. So maybe not an ideal guild hall situation. How could I buff that up a little bit? Any more houses? I'm also about to start depleting my buildings per unlock, so I need to be preparing for the future already. It's about to start getting bleak. Lots of 22s, 23s. I feel okay about that. Especially if I just place 4 of these and unlock new buildings. It's also... Oh, I could very easily get one of these into a guild hall. Okay. Yeah. This 48 pointer right there. And I don't... Yeah, that's not going to be a problem. Various 18s, none of which are that appealing to me. But a 15, a 12... I don't want to mess up my Resort Oasis up here, so let me just take this 15, double check that that does not ruin my good circus. No way is that correct yet. Okay, I think it's back to parks at this point. Ah! Island complete. Alright, a statue, neighborly, or a reroll. The statue has no competition, and I could place it like right here, which would be 40 points on the temple, plus everything else that scores off of it. Neighborly probably isn't going to be 40 points, but it could be. If I get another city center and want to place it like right here or something. Statue seems fun though. And it is 40 points on the temple, which is going to be 40 plus 60%. So that's an extra 10-ish, 9-ish. Let's go for it. If I had that duplicate, I could duplicate the statue too. Plus the statue itself scores points. I kind of forgot that. So, various interesting places for it. My heart just says slap it right here, because then I'll get houses along here that'll pick it up, but it's also just 20 points, which is more than I'm seeing for it elsewhere. Could also slam it over here. I have a lot more buildable space around that, and it would score on the guild hall, which is something. I would need to make sure I could tag it from up here. So I go from 128 to 138 to 130 in order to touch it. So I'm losing an 8-point contact, like a single house, in order to touch it back here. That's pretty good, honestly. Okay, yeah, I can just get the 178. Okay, so over here is definitely the mansion forward play. It's definitely good for mansions. Will not possibly be able to... Plus 20, plus 6, so it's 14 points. I think this is worth 14 points. Minus whatever this is, plus whatever this is. My main concern at this point is what the heck I'm going to do with Wisp. Wisp is always trying me. Huh. It's like I would have loved to get Wisp all these. Wisp might have been a mistake. I don't know. The cramped space here, which was I was led to build here by the rocks, has made it somewhat difficult for me to work Wisp over. I might... I can take Wisp into the temple and then score off that into a statue, or into a tower, and then score off that into a wall, or into a guild hall, or... Guild hall being able to take Wisp from any building is kind of satisfying. Okay. We'll go with what we have here. Not 100% sure it is the optimal play, but I am 100% sure that I want to keep placing buildings. I think we have found the actual shape of this rock. We are at that limit. Lots going on up here. It's going to be a good monument. Another mason's really nice too. I guess I need to think about the guild hall too. It's not currently getting a mason. So if I can place the mason here-ish and still have it be detected by my temple of choice, which it is not. Okay, well that's a bigger deal. It's 25, not 12, so. How about there? Okay. 198. Score's getting up there. And the guild hall doesn't especially benefit. I get 2 extra points, so it's something. Now, alternately, 7 versus 12. So if this works, it is worth it. And doesn't work. What about right there, all the way in? Oh, they're only 20, not 25. Big nerf. Okay, so that's 198. I was joking when I said big nerf. And it does not make contact over here. Dang. All that work. Okay. I guess I'll just place it right there. Double check that I can get it with the temple. 190 is the high score that I've been targeting. It's convenient because it's pressed all the way back into that corner now, so at least I know where to go with it. I could also maybe get 8 points by advancing it a little bit, though. So if this doesn't touch, I'm going to try one more placement. Oh, 72. There we go. Okay, so that's good. I will take that. No need to fidget with it forever. Lumberjack. Starting to run out of good lumberjacks, but 7-pointer up there, 7-pointer right here, 9-pointer that might sabotage my hermitage. Take this kind of out of the way, 7. If I could put this here, it would be plus 12, but I cannot. Okay, 11 with a bunch of minuses. Or 15, 16. It's a 5-point swing versus putting it here. I have at least 5 huts that are going to touch this one here, so we'll take that. Speaking of huts, I also am not even thinking about this market yet. It'll end up where it ends up. I don't know. I probably should have been more intentional about it, but such is the entire game of Islanders, you know? 13. I can't justify placing these without getting the Wisp over there. And it's going to be a bit of labor to do that, even getting 5 buildings a draw. So what the heck do I even place now? All right, 1 hut in here somewhere for the purpose of the fortune teller. Not the fortune teller, the guild hall. My apologies. It's well outside where I need it to be. So it needs to be here. And that should be good. Alright. And then it's already getting a seaweed field. I don't want it to get a tavern. One of these does seem pretty defensible. I'm giving up some good mansion space if I take the 30. I take a 27 instead. 27 I feel okay about, because that's also plus 12. Then I can put 1 17-point park down here, which might not even be worth it. Yeah, I probably just continue up here. Get that plus 40, that'll unlock more buildings. And there's a big ol' gap in here for my monument. Alright, let's look at the boons first in case we want to reroll. Sustainable duplicate. Buildings. Duplicate currently gets me a market. Could also get me a guild hall, which with proper work could be another 100 points, I think, but currently would not be very much. And I already don't have anywhere to place my current market, but once I get a wall plateau, it's going to be, call it 80 points maybe. I don't want to be too optimistic, but maybe 90 over here. So once I get a wall plateau, markets are good. Do I want a whole other market? I mean, if it's like 80 points, that's a pretty good boon. I'm only getting a couple more boons though, so I gotta be really sure about them. Sustainable is probably, I mean, even just using it on wood industry over here is probably worth 30 points a charge, 20 points a charge, so probably comparable to duplicate. Is there any way that I could get a better building on the right? Not without some hardship, but I'm about to get like wall plateau or something. Is a wall plateau worth 80 points? If it's green, if it helps me chain Wisp over into this area. Maybe, because my Wisp is just trapped in this house for the longest time now, which I don't feel good about. I guess it's either duplicate or reroll. I don't want sustainable, I think. I'm leaning towards reroll. I think duplicate is good, but I'm somewhat nervous about not having a space to put a second good market. Okay, so these are worse. I'm gonna try my last reroll. Woof. Okay, not ideal. I think... Can I make a shrink worth more than like 140 points? Probably not. There are 3 of them though, so can they be worth 40 points each? I don't know about that. Maybe. Shrunken Market might still fit here. That's helpful. Take the level up. I don't love how that went. I think I probably should have just taken the first duplicate that was offered to me, but sometimes you gamble and lose. That is part of life. Now, is there a world in which I can place a house that touches that circus that isn't wild and weird and embarrassing? How else am I going to get Wisp wrapped all the way around to over here? I mean, I think houses do score on taverns, right? +2. And taverns score on each other. It is a minus, but they do score on each other. So I could just place a 42 here, which is a pretty good tavern, all things considered. And that'll get the Wisp this far back over. Do taverns score on circuses? They do. So... That circus is going to have... I can't do this because the temple, I know, but... The circus is going to have some trouble. I don't think that is going to reach it. It would reach a house here for sure. So if I go way up in that corner there... 37... I had a 40-something before. Oh, because the Wisp. Yeah, I can't quite reach it, it would seem. Okay, what if instead I place it as far that direction as I can? This really seems like it should be placeable. I know it's not, but... Okay, so that doesn't work either. So I can't Wisp into circus if I want to pull the ripcord and try and tavern. And once I get it in a tavern, how am I getting it back out? Not very much scores on taverns. I mean, this house would, but then I need a place to put this house. A difficult conundrum, this Wisp. I kind of like built it from here outwards. I should have gone the other direction. I should have placed this, the furthest house here, and then kind of hooked back around. I'm gonna make an executive decision. Big impact on the island, maybe. Can this reach? Please? Please, it's so close. Yes, okay. So I still have this as an option. And then from there, I can bring the Wisp into this, and then into the guild hall, and then into the mansions. It's sloppy, but I think it does work. second temple, a classic. Really needed another one. So that's what second wall plateau is for, you know. Okay, so what else could I possibly do that would be better for this tower? Wow. This freaking tavern, man. Okay. I'm trying to like avoid the negative, but the negative is how I get the wisp. So I need to use the negative. Doesn't benefit or doesn't hurt that, and then it's a plus 12 on the guild hall, so that, you know, that matters, that adds up. 113 is a pretty darn good guild hall, if I do say so myself. I might even score boost at 113. It seems reasonable. I also don't think I'm detecting a house yet, so I get one house here that'll be an additional boon. And I can go into the house with the wisp, and then into the guild hall, and then into the mansion. That's fine. This house is still much better, but if I think I'm going to have enough runway before I place the temple, then I feel like this effectively 14, once you minus the wisp, plus 12, 26-point house is pretty reasonable. I can do that, and then from the house, don't have a park. I think I ultimately decided the park might not be worth it score-wise, but it is worth it in the sense that it's going to boost a bunch of mansions. And mansions already can't overlap this gap, so maybe I do place a 20-point park. I don't know, but my heart says yes. Now every type of building here except for the tower, the market, the hermitage has been represented, so let's go ahead and score multiplier a guild hall for 219 points. That's a high score. I'll take 219. And my final boon. Let's see how lucky I get. Blossom and reroll. Rerolling my buildings at this point doesn't seem super effective, so Blossom it is. That's 20 points. I'm not thrilled about a 20-point boon, but this is what I get for spending my rerolls a bit cavalierly. So yeah, we can take 20. That's not... It's not awful. And now these are tree flowers as well. Ooh, I can't undo that. I wonder if I should be able to undo that. Let me make a note of that. Okay. Okay, so I have 2 rounds of buildings just from placing that guild hall. Gotta get the wall. And gotta get the fish kite. Heck yeah. Alright. So, could wait until I have a smaller house, but also, what am I going to do with this one? 31 points is 31 points. We'll take it. It's also, I think, maybe worth checking. Okay, if I take... yeah, that's... because that's going to be 10 points on the temple as well, which is pretty good. This is before any additional wall plateau shenanigans I might get up to. Okay. Time to start the wispening. I don't think I want to place another park just to boost some mansions. Yeah, just gonna fill this whole thing with mansions. Maybe if I end with this one, I might be able to get it up into the temple. I doubt it, but the market will pick it up. Monument, already decent. And I have 6 more unplaced parks already, so. If I place that, I no longer have the space I need, so can't do that. So instead, we'll start filling this in. Yeah. And do I have I think I have a shrink still, right? No. Uh-oh. Do I not have a hermitage spot? Did I hermitage block myself? Okay, okay. Oof. I really should have been checking this all along. I got a little lazy with it, to be honest. It is getting late here. But I gotta finish this island. I gotta know where I am on the high scores. 7 is fine. I don't think I can place this and another, so. A 6 that kills no trees. Getting into the realm where I might need to start killing flowers, but I will try to put that off as long as possible. Yeah, that looks like it's in grid to me. 121, and for the hermitage, 98. Not bad at all. Second hermitage here even scores pretty well. Decent place for neighborly, but a little late for that though. Okay, so I guess it's mansion o'clock. Trying to place these intentionally so I can have, yeah, 3 or 4 touching the statue. I think 3 is a good target, though. So far, not a single space wasted. There will be soon, but that happens. Wall platform, huzzah. Okay, so this can go over here for a market. I could also use it to place more mansions, like next to and around the temple. Place it right here, cover it mansions. I think the market is going to be a higher scoring play. It's definitely lower temple score, but the temple is not my entire island. So I do need to be thoughtful of other buildings as well. 114 is pretty good. Trying to remember my boons. I got a lot of runway here still, though. And 2 temples. Do I actually... Wait a minute. Is this a second temple situation? Can I get a better scoring temple than that market? 50. Temple is a ridiculous building. Temple is not a real building. How am I going to place the second one? Oh, boy. I mean, the first one's great. The second one is a little pickier. I know I don't have to commit to it yet, but I'm feeling pretty good about the market. I think 115 is going to be hard to match with a temple. I hope I can find somewhere profitable to place this temple by the end, but sometimes you don't. You don't have to place every building. It's not a legal requirement. Lots of bad semi-utilized placements here that leave empty spaces, but that only leaves one. Really hoping the last one would just fit neatly there. Would have made this all simple. But hopefully next wall plateau can go over that. And if nothing else, I got a lot of Wisp value through there and through all these houses. So, Wisp probably paid its dues. I also almost certainly should have at some point placed a fountain here. Kind of forgot. That's another one I might chalk up to it being a little later here. Too late now though. So we play on take what you can, give nothing back. 8. Bad. Ugh. My god. Houses on wall plateaus is such an overpowered strategy. Is that... Do I just start doing that? Like, I'm still getting 3 buildings, so maybe I only get 1 or 2 more houses total? But then I can also do... these aren't very good, actually. 31. I have 2 fountains up here. So there's a 30. That's not bad. I'm going to place that and then hope to jump Wisp back down to here with a mansion when I get one to place there. And I could even just... Ugh, that's not bad. I'm nervous about losing the ability to take Wisp back, but I guess that can happen no matter where I put it. So many options. Think, yeah, something like 20, 24 seems like about the best I'll possibly be able to get from these huts. So let's go ahead and take a couple of these. I'm truly shocked that that is buildable, but it's not even flat. Interesting. Second market, sure enough. Here to punish me for my sins. Please just fit. Ugh. There was one up here earlier. I remember checking it. Yeah, okay. So these two do unfortunately intersect each other, but still probably the play. Speaking of, at some point I'll need to place this, but... Ooh, it's green. Interesting. A lot of buildings here. Still getting 3 from each draw. Do I just place this? That feels awful. I don't think I will. I think I'm going to assume this is a market, which means I can place this house, so I'm probably not getting the Wisp into it. And that's still 19 points, even if the temple doesn't reach it. I guess at this point, what else is my temple reaching? Any more masons I get will be plus 20 each. And if I get another wall plateau, I could shove a bunch of mansions on that. Maybe not just yet. I'm close to pulling the trigger, though. And this goes here-ish. So this might not block it. Hypothetically. I'm not locking this in, but that would work, and this works, so that's not bad. Okay, so this space is now all reserved. Just trying to decide what to place next. Always the conundrum, right? It's the whole premise of the game. Could be good to just take the hermitage points, rather than trying to scrape together 100 from little oddball things. Because once I have the hermitage down, it's still 5 points for every park. Yeah, let's take that. Okay, 2 breweries and a single shaman. A lot of weird clipping you can do with shamans. I don't know why, but for some reason they like falling into crevices like this, which is good. Good for us as players. 36 is a lot of 40 point. A 40 point shaman. Or because I made all these beautiful flowers up here, I could instead get a 29. Oh, tempting. Okay, 40 down here is really nice. Doesn't seem like the kind of score I'll be able to beat. And I also might get 1 or 2 more buildings, like maybe a mansion right there, touching it. Not this mansion. That's a problem mansion. And speaking of problems, what do I want to do with this? You know, all of this just feels irrelevant, like anywhere I put it over here. So maybe I just look for, yeah, like a 17 just for the points. Like I don't think any of this is gonna be any good. I also got these pretty mid breweries, which might as well go ahead and sort out some place for. Those will both benefit this, which is nice. And I guess we'll just hut it up. It's nice to have the huts as a lower consequence buildings. I don't think it is likely to get another city center. Plateau Tower is pretty good, though. Okay, so I don't possibly think I can find a way to bug this into the wall so that the temple will detect it. And I'm not willing to spend that long trying, so probably best to just consider it irrelevant, or not going to happen. So then, what do I do with this instead? Some 12 pointers, some 14 pointers. Can't get into all this gorgeous area here, of course, but I guess I also don't have to place it yet. It's almost monument time. It's almost time for a lot of stuff. So I can definitely place one or two of these towers before the temple. But towers should come late. Okay, okay. Let me do my order of operations. So I can jump it up here and then awkwardly build these around because there's really nowhere else good to put them. But I do want to dedicate this whole space up here to the market. So maybe that's what I do now, actually. Like, how many more industry buildings am I getting? Not a ton. 15. Double check that this market tags it and place this 70. I'm going to try it and see if the 73 avoids, but that seems unlikely. Yeah. Okay, so I just observed as well that this will pick up the Wisp, which is not ideal. It then means the Wisp will jump over into here once I place this because the negative. And I guess I could get it back into a mansion then, but that's feeling a little more unlikely. One score, one level up. Yeah, okay. Lots to think about, but I'm not actually playing very much, so let me just unlock some more buildings and see if that clarifies anything. $27's okay. Might be as good as it gets for me at this point. I still have 2 of these is the problem. So yeah, I guess I'll take a 27. Nope, there is in fact a 30. Okay. I need 10 points. Feels very achievable. Remember seeing a 17 over here? I could also alternately place this plateau in such a way to maybe allow a 3rd market if I got so unlucky. I say unlucky, but this would probably be better scoring than most buildings I would get. But yeah, there's a 46 right there already, so I don't need to be too particular about creating another opportunity for one. And I don't think my second temple is going to get placed. Which doesn't feel like I'm going to have a good enough second spot unless I get another wall plateau. Which makes me very happy I took the wall plateau boon earlier, given that I'm going to use both of mine and they are pretty important to my score. Lots of weirdness, lots of strangeness here. Just gonna take that. I might be able to get Wisp back over here, and then these are some slightly more defensible mansion spots. It seems like a stretch, but I don't know what else to do with it. Wow. Alright, getting the Mason paid off immediately. That's 20 more points on the temple, so just gotta find the highest scoring place that it'll tag, but it seems like 11 maybe. The 13 feels too far away to me. Or 15. There we go. Cool. Okay, so the tower would love for me to place a few more of these mansions, but It might just be... I have to think of some way to get this Wisp over to these 9 additional... That's 45 points, if I can get it into these mansions. Oh, that's so close. See it arcing up that direction just slightly, but not quite enough. You can't build along here almost at all. I mean, this gets the Wisp into a wall, and then from there I could... Oh, I wanted that placement. That one was good. 15, 22, okay. So if I led the Wisp out this way, if I can find that magical angle I had again. So it's like this. Okay, so I get a good scoring wall, and then I can place another wall that connects to it. Maybe like, oh, that gets Wisp, and I wish I'd placed it when I had it so I could examine it more, but this might be my best bet. Because then I can do something deranged like this. Oh, is that not moving Wisp? But it's scoring. I wonder if that's intentional. I'm gonna mark that down. Because I feel like it should jump into the next wall. Because I'm scoring the gate, not the wall, but it still feels like that's very much a technicality, you know. So kind of fascinating also that mansions get positive points for a wall now. I don't think I'd noticed that until now. So it's actually good to build your walls early, maybe. Okay, but I get the sense that this will not transfer the Wisp. I'm not getting the Wisp point score. So I have to take it into one wall, and then out of that wall into a mansion, and then from that mansion, maybe into another wall. All this to say, it is a 31-point wall, so it's probably just worth placing for its own merit. And then if I find some way to lose or gain points on that wall, I will be able to move Wisp again. I'm so indecisive about this because I feel like there's a lot of points here on the table, and my score is close enough to the things I'm targeting that I'm nervous I'm going to fall short, but so I want to, put my full effort into whatever this high score ends up being, even if it is too low. At least I will know that I really tried. But this Wisp situation is problematic. The minus 30 does travel the Wisp, important note. So I guess I could just place this so it detects the wall, and then I'll take the Wisp. At what cost, but... because I don't think this moves it. Yeah. It is 34 points, but... does not move the Wisp. So I can't place that realistically, because I can get 20 here, and then that gives me plus 16 on the temple. So I can do this plus 10, and then the bonus is an additional plus 6. So I guess I'll go ahead and place that wall to remind myself. Okay. All that futzing around, and all I did was move Wisp from a good building into a wall. Is it time to start placing these mansions elsewhere? 20 is a lot. I need to unlock some buildings somehow, so... I think I'll place just a few of these, and then without placing all of these, I can go ahead and do my first tower as well. There's only 1 point per each of these on the tower, and I might place one here just to boost the temple, kind of just for the impact of it, just to make it cooler. Okay, so there's 90 right on the front face here. That seems like about as high of a score as I can possibly get. And 90 is good. I like 90. Also going to place it over there. So maybe there's... oh, that took Wisp. Okay, that does track. Okay. So now this will put Wisp back in a mansion. Not like a good mansion, but I could jump Wisp into a fish kite. I could get Wisp into the temple. And the market does not score on the temple, but the monument does. Not at this range, unfortunately, but maybe I place my monument here, and then the monument gets the Wisp bonus, and then how do I get out of that? So many things to consider with the Wisp. Also, I know that I still have this level up. It's only going up in value, I would say. But these are my last buildings. So placing these in the correct locations in the correct order has become pivotally important. So 60 is still pretty darn good. So compared to that, I can get a 33, a 38, 50 down here, a 60 over here. Okay, so there is another 60, but it's not better. 67, okay. $131 points. I think I can do better. Speaking, of course, about the level up boon. I'm just assuming almost nothing scores off of the fish kite, so like what's the purpose of jumping into that with the wisp? I mean, the tower scores off it. Huh. So if I go positive on the fish kite and then place a tower over here was the good spot? Still not going to give me a lot, I don't think. Not a lot of movement. Alright, monument time. It's not getting a lot better, and I don't want to do it down there, so... I might get 1 or 2 more parks in the total course of play, but I'm basically done. I think even 2 would be highly unusual. So realistically, 1 park. Aww. Dang. Well, that's okay. I need to get through these mansions eventually. I am just going to take this one. Because it's also good for the temple. And I'm looking forward to getting 1 really high temple score. That'll be a fun part of this playthrough. Even if I do not quite manage to crack the leaderboard. Which I still could. We'll see. We'll see. At this point, I am playing for masons. Like, masons and wall plateaus are the only things that'll boost my temple up more. And because of that, I think it is time to place it. I think that's not enough to make waiting worthwhile. So, unless I want to take a 30-point tower in order to get 16 more points, which is a bad deal, I don't think that tower's not even close to being protected. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do a big score multiplier temple for 436 points. Wow. Love to see it. This required a significant amount of engineering to arrive at, so we'll let the points trickle in. And now all that I have is the level up boon. Used everything else. Ta-da! 1 park, so that's 8 points up here. 1 house. 8 points up here, as in if I had held it, it would have been worth some additional points. Alright, so I can get 13 up top, or presumably less everywhere. Even these special blossom trees. Well, I don't know, I can get 16. Okay. Special blossom trees paying off. I mean, maybe the 13 is still better, because I'm going to be placing a mansion up here, but... So that'll turn this 10 into a 12. It's only going to boost 1 building, though, so... I'll just take the 16. That seems fine to me. A mill. I guess at some point I should start placing these, huh? But I don't know where all these mansions and houses are going. Not quite yet. I could take the level up for 150 points. Can probably do better than that, though. Lots of 16s. So far I haven't seen anything better than that. So it's 12 with no interactions at all, and 19. Heck yeah. 19 feels... Oh, 20. Perfect. Feels good to me. Now, I do have a water plateau, but I don't really know what I could profitably engineer with it. Like, put a fountain here? Is that worth very much? I don't think so. 12? And then these houses are like 10 points. What's my competition house? It's been a while since I've looked for a house besides the ones here. Which... Maybe there's a space there for a little guy, but... 10-point house, 10-point house, 11-point house. Okay, so maybe a few houses do get placed down here. I've got 3 of them. Just gonna look around for a moment for... Aha! Sneaky little placement spots. It's gonna be hard to find a good kite here with how central my temple ended up being, but so it is, so it is. So I have a 67-point temple or a 145. Not what I wanted to do. Misclick, misclick. That did get my heart rate up though. Yeah, I'm about ready to be done with this island. I think this is a good duration. I'm looking forward to seeing how long the islands in the main game play. Like if each one gets steadily a little bit longer. Because that I think will adopt more and more. It'll be interesting to have a trajectory across the course of the island, where you start off, across the course of the run, I should say. So in the first few islands, you start off with this mindset of like, just place what you can where you can, don't worry about prioritizing space constraints. But then over time, as the island gets more difficult and you unlock more buildings, the space constraints get more and more relevant. So that could be an interesting thing to experience. We just have to do one of those. I have so many mansions, and otherwise they're just 7 points up here, 12 points maybe, or maybe just 10. Lots of decent scores. Nothing worth placing, though. Even the 7 is, like, very meh. Ooh. That's a nice one. That would have been nice to wisp into. I wasn't even aware of that. Just kind of walking it in. It'd be cool if I could get exactly rolled over so I could go ahead and spend the level up too. I mean, 7 points is 7 points. What was I looking at up here? Also? Oh, 10. Heck yeah. Got a 10. And a 9. This desperate stage at the end of an island where you're trying to scrounge every individual point out of it. Oh, that's brutal. Okay, I need to get 21 points from these 2 houses. There has to be a way to do that. So, City Center Shaman. There is a Shaman in the foreground that I might be able to use. And I know the two shapes I'm getting. And the towers, the parks. Yeah, this shaman. I guess this whole area is just too crumped up for me to fit anything in here. It's already jammed full of buildings, frankly. But neither of these are going to let me place them right here, which is kind of annoying. Just show me an 11. Just any 11 anywhere is all I need. 10 is not quite good enough. I think when I'm seeing the score change is dropping. I don't think it's ever popping up to 11. Dang. And then this doesn't seem to get above the 10 right there. Come on. There has to be something. There has to be one spot in this whole mangy island. There could be anything out here. Lots of 9s, which are, again, not good enough. I wonder if maybe the other shape could be of use somewhere. Nowhere, like, comes to mind, but could be. Take that 10, and then that's only a 10. Maybe if I take that 10, then this can fit somehow. Oh, that is such a tease. Come on. It's got to be right on the edge of detecting something when I move it up there. It's like that is an 11, but if I feels so close, and it's such a big deal too, because I won't be able to this precisely hit the point limit again, so I'm going to miss out on a fair amount of value for the level up boon if I can't make this work somehow. Just need an 11. Nowhere around here is even going to be placeable. 12! Huzzah! Okay. Get my one house, take my 164 points, please. We take those. Take my one building. Now, well, I mean, these two need to be placed. I almost just rushed these, but at this point, why am I going to rush a building? I only got 3 of them. Lots of various 10s. I wonder if there's another magical 12 I can find somewhere. So far, signs point to no. And I think the market takes up enough space up here that I can't, like, fit this, for example. I'm gonna place it and try, but yeah, that tracks. That's what I would expect. Okay. Good to confirm, though. Alright, mansions first. Take a 7. I'm also tempted to just eat the, like, potentially, 4 points or something of going ahead and placing the market, just in case I unlock more useful stuff, but That might be foolish, actually. Again, like, I don't need to rush things. I only have a little bit of time left on this island. So let's take the 10 here. So I think I can do better with the mansion. And now I can place this and get 2 extra points on it, in case that matters. And then this was a 7 up here. So that's another building. Love to see it. Ooh, warehouse is even a good one. Not too large and reasonably high scoring. In fact, it's going to boost this almost certainly. So 41 is the score to beat. I also think I had a placement over here. Maybe I removed that when I placed this. Come to think of it. Alright, well there's a 29. That's pretty good. I don't realistically think anything's going to get better than 29. So let's take that. Oh, wonder if it's possible. I wonder if it is any way to just slightly out-detect that. Because if not, I should still do it. Like 14... the plus 20 is such a big deal. I need to get this in range. Because like this is a 32, you know, versus a 29 over here. So maybe I just take the 32. Now if I had that water plateau, I could put it here. But it actually did get quite a bit of use. In fairness. I'm going to try that, but if that doesn't detect, then I think it does have to be up here. And 61, not bad at all. Now the tower that I liked was down here for 83. Okay, here's the question. So the market doesn't care about the fish kite. So I can't use... I could do market into fish kite into tower to move the wisp multiple times. But the fish kite does get minus 25 from the temple, so... I'm just going to do it this way. I think this is a little better. Is a good score. I'll take 85 if that's the best I can find. '83's not bad. 79 is awful. Will not accept it. '85 might only be possible in my imagination. Come on. Aha! 85 it is. And we've got no decent second temple anywhere. Would need, if I get a wall plateau as my last building, that would be absolutely choice. I'd be delighted. This is weird. So over here I can get 40. Woof. Bad fish kite. 45. This is the downside of the temple. 35, 60, but I can't place it. You can't place the fish kite in water. I'd never observed that before. Why is it a fish kite? It doesn't go in water. 75 feels in my heart like the score I deserve. I think I've done it. I think I've narrowly edged out second place. And it was a narrow thing. So maybe I'll need to do another couple of runs and see if I can improve upon this. But for now, at least, I don't think this building is going to score anywhere. I think I just place for 10, just anywhere off in the woods. And I think that's going to be just the silliest place I can put this. It doesn't much matter. Right there. All right, this has been my third island. Let me photo mode this real quick. Try and find an appealing angle. I'd love to get a little bit of the lumber without... maybe like this. Captures most of the sprawl, and you can still see some lumber buildings back there. Alright, well, this has been the third island, and with a score of 15,630, I'm going to lock it in. 15,630 puts me at number 1. Let's get it. Just barely, though. I need to grow that gap a little bit, but pleasure competing against the other leaders on the leaderboard. I'm glad that I recorded this and that it ended up going well enough to crack the leaderboard. This was definitely touch and go for a bit there. I don't yet have a good sense for how to build for 2 temples. And the longevity of the island is so different. Like the complexity of using Wisp, some of the complex reroll decisions, these are really, really cool, impactful inflection points where you can be thoughtful about what direction you want to take your island building journey in, but the information is concealed enough that I don't think there'll ever be just like a single solved answer. I certainly made some mistakes in terms of when I re-rolled, which building packs I took. I think even starting with the city center was not as strong as I thought it was going to be because you only get 3 buildings. So you effectively have 0 chance of getting 2 city centers. And I think maybe even just taking that as your second pack is like a much stronger play. But even then, like, you know, late into the game, I was re-rolling boons, which maybe some of which I should have just taken, like having a duplicate market would not be worth very much, but a duplicate warehouse or duplicate tower could have been some good additional points. The level up boon twice in this run proves itself to be extremely impactful. It's just a huge sack of points. The times score multipliers also were very, very powerful on this island. So me getting those extra times 1.6s on the guild hall and on the temple gave me hundreds of points for sure. I don't know the exact math, but well over 150, probably over 200. So I had a great time with this, and I know that I was wearing a little out there by the end, but I had a moment of desperation where I thought I was not going to beat the leaderboard, and the fact that I topped it out so narrowly really goes to show that these tiny things that I sometimes consider do matter. And I am happy to be back on top. Hope you all enjoyed watching, and I will see you here next time. Bye.